Hi everybody, in this session I would like to start the second unit in which the first chapter, which is electric and magnetic fields. In last classes we discussed about only electric fields. In this session we discuss about both electric and magnetic fields. This can be observed by Oersted. In 1820, Oersted, the scientist name is Oersted, he discovered that magnetic compass, we know about the magnetic compass. So, the magnetic compass needle suffers a change in deflection when he brought a current carrying conductor nearer to that compass. Then automatically the compass needle, there is a deflection. Then Oersted concluded that the electric charge in motion produces magnetic field. Electric charge in motion produces magnetic field. We know electric field in stationary or in motion, it produces electric field. But Oersted observed the motion in charge produces magnetic field. Hence, he concluded that this electric and magnetic fields, are two aspects of a single phenomenon. Hence, he says that this electric field and magnetic fields are two aspects of a single phenomenon. And he concluded that this electric field by a charge produces magnetic field simultaneously. Okay, by this Oersted experiment, Biot and Savartz observed and they performed experiments many times by current carrying conductors, and he concluded an expression says Biot-Savart's law. So, here they observed a current carrying conductor in this manner as shown in the diagram. It produces magnetic lines and produces magnetic field. Here the current passes through this conductor in this direction of AB conductor, and they observed magnetic field which is produced surrounding to this electric field in perpendicular direction. Hence, both electric and magnetic fields are present simultaneously. And the experiment now they are said to be Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart's law. This Biot-Savart's law is already we learn in our lower classes. So, we recollect the Biot-Savart's law and also important to our examination point. Okay students, in this Biot-Savart's law, they consider an infinite long conductor. In this manner, here the conductor must be infinite and arbitrary any shape. So, we saying that conductor has infinity. So, we drawing this diagram as dotted lines. In this infinite conductor, they considered current I is passing through this conductor. Here the conductor is named as AB and current I is flowing through this conductor. Here perpendicular to this conductor, magnetic field is produced. So, for calculating magnetic field, they considered in this part of the conductor small part as elemental length, they are named as dl. Here dl is elemental length of this conductor. Here the whole conductor is divided into infinitesimal elements as like dl, then all this constitutes the total conductor length. Okay, here they considered a point P which is at a distance r. Here r is the vector which is at a distance r. Here this point P is considered for calculating magnetic field dB. Here they are observing and says that when current flowing through a conductor, it produces magnetic field which is surrounding to this conductor in this space. So that magnetic field dB can be calculated by considering a point P by a distance r. So here the elemental length makes an angle theta with this distance r. So these considerations, they concluded that here the magnetic field induction is indicating with the letter dB which is present is directly proportional to the following factors. Here the magnetic field of this conductor is proportional to I. It means the current flowing through conductor increases, the magnetic field increases. This is the magnetic field induction is directly proportional to current flowing through the conductor, and also the magnetic field induction which is directly proportional to nothing but here the distance, nothing but theta made by this. Here the angle made by this elemental is nothing but sin theta. Here theta is the angle between this elemental length and r, and this is considered as sine angle. Hence dB is also directly proportional to sin theta, and also this magnetic field induction is directly proportional to length of this elemental length is considered as dl. Here the magnetic field induction dB is also directly proportional to this elemental length of this conductor. So dB directly proportional to dl, and also the magnetic field induction is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. They also observed the magnetic field is inversely proportional to square of the distance between them. Then we can write dB is directly proportional to 1 by r square. From these aspects, they finally concluded the magnetic field induction for this conductor is nothing but dB is directly proportional to I dl sin theta by r square. So here there is a proportionality. This proportionality can be replaced by a constant. Then Biot and Savart write dB equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. Here this proportionality is replaced by a constant, nothing but mu naught by 4 pi. Here mu naught by 4 pi is a constant. This mu naught value is nothing but permeability of that medium. They considered in a vacuum, nothing but here mu naught is medium is vacuum they considered. Hence this mu naught is nothing but permeability of that medium. So this mu naught by 4 pi value is nothing but 10 power minus 7 Weber per meter square or Tesla. This mu naught by 4 pi value is experimentally proved, which is nothing but equivalent to 10 power minus 7 Weber per meter square or Tesla. The units for this mu naught by 4 pi is nothing but Tesla or Weber per meter square. Therefore, we can write this mu naught value is equivalent to 4 pi into 10 to the power of minus 7, which is nothing but Weber per ampere meter square. Weber per ampere meter square. We can use these mu naught by 4 pi and mu naught terms in our problem solving. So I hope you are following this Biot-Savart's law, and this Biot-Savart's law in vector form can written as dB equivalent to, here we saying that in vector form, then we can write it as vector dB bar is equivalent to nothing but mu naught by 4 pi into I dl cross r cap by r cube. Here for writing this magnetic field induction in vector form, we use a unit vector, and a unit vector is multiplied and divided both in numerator and denominator. Then we have vector form of this magnetic field induction, nothing but dB bar is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into I dl bar cross r cap by r cube. This is the magnetic field induction due to a long straight conductor by observing Biot and Savart's. Okay students, I hope you are following this Biot-Savart's law. We go for our next topic, which is the magnetic field induction. Biot and Savart performing number of experiments by using these straight conductor, number of times repeating, and they are observing, calculating this magnetic field induction for many conductors some distance by using these experimental phenomena. Okay, our next topic is magnetic field induction due to long straight current carrying conductor. Current carrying conductor. This can be also said to be magnetic field induction due to a long straight wire. In the examination, they are asking the question as calculate the magnetic field induction due to a long straight current carrying conductor or magnetic field induction due to a long straight wire. Then the answer is this one only. Okay, the magnetic field induction due to long straight current carrying conductor. Our aim is in our topic name. So we calculated the magnetic field induction for a long straight current carrying conductor. So we consider a infinite long wire or conductor. So we saying that is infinite, then we put dotted lines at starting and end of this conductor like this manner. Okay, this is the infinite long straight current carrying conductor. This is named as X, Y. Here I current is flowing through this conductor. We assume current I is flowing through this conductor of XY. In this we consider a small part as dl. So we do not calculate the magnetic field induction for whole the conductor. So we assume small part of the conductor as which is named as elemental length, nothing but dl. Okay, at the center of the conductor as considered as O. For calculating magnetic field induction, we assume a point P. So that point P is which is at a distance R from this center of this conductor as here O distance between this point P and center, which is treated as foot of the perpendicular from this point. Okay, here this L is nothing but we putting dotted lines for infinite conductor and also shade this manner. Then we have idea about this elemental length as dl and the actual length of this conductor as treated as L. Okay. From this point P, the distance between this elemental length is nothing but treated as R. The distance between this elemental length and point P is treated as R. Here this elemental length makes an angle theta with this position vector R. Okay, here this is made an angle nothing but sine angle 180 degrees. Hence the remaining angle is nothing but 180 minus theta. It means pi minus theta. Okay, I repeating the diagram again. Here we consider an infinite conductor. So infinite conductor means we putting dotted lines at starting and end of the conductor like this. And we consider current I is flowing through this conductor. Then there existing magnetic field perpendicular to this conductor. So for calculating magnetic field, we consider a small part of the conductor as dl. which is named as elemental length. Okay, by joining this all elemental lengths, we get the actual length of this conductor as. So we consider from the center treated as O and point P, which is at a distance R, and it is nothing but foot of the perpendicular to this distance. And also we consider the distance between this elemental length and point P as R. Here this elemental length makes an angle theta, and the inside angle is nothing but 180 minus theta. Okay. Now we applying the Biot-Savart's law for calculating magnetic field induction, because they repeated the experiment for so many conductors. So according to Biot-Savart's law, we already calculate the magnetic field induction, which is nothing but dB equivalent to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. We know this magnetic field induction, which is nothing but dB equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. Okay, for calculating magnetic field induction for this elemental length dl, we have some consideration in this, which is nothing but from this diagram, nothing but this distance as r we considered. R square is equal to L square plus R square. We want this R only, then it becomes R equal to L square plus R square whole power half. This square is replaced, hence R is equal to nothing but L square plus R square whole power half. And also from the diagram, theta value, which is nothing but sin theta, is equivalent to sin pi minus theta. Here this is, by observing this diagram, the angle is here, then it is opposite angle, and this one is hypotenuse. So we can write opposite side by hypotenuse as sine angle, and so write this value of sin theta as r by r. Okay. Now we want to magnetic field induction for the whole conductor. So B can be get by integrating this one. See here the conductor is infinite, hence we write the limits of integration as minus infinity into infinity integral dB. So this integral dB value as we can put minus infinity to infinity mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. So here r value as L square plus r square whole power half, and sin theta value as r by r. Then the equation B becomes B equal to, we can write mu naught by 4 pi as constant before the integration, hence B equal to mu naught by 4 pi integral minus infinity to infinity. Now the equation becomes, by substituting this I also constant, then we can write it also before the integration, mu naught I. Here this sin theta value as nothing but r by r, it means r value and dl value is present in the numerator, r dl by r. Here is r square and another r is adding, then we can write this r value is r cube. R cube means, as we already calculated, as L square plus R square whole power half plus square, it means 3 by 2. So we can write B equal to mu naught I by 4 pi integral minus infinity to infinity r dl by L square plus R square whole power 3 by 2. So here the for integrating this one, it is in difficult manner, so we can some changes. So we put L equal to R tan alpha, then we differentiating it on both sides, then it becomes dl equal to R secant square alpha d alpha. Here d alpha is here the angle made by them, we consider it is changes. dl equal to R secant square alpha d alpha. So by changing the limits of integration, here we changing this L as R tan alpha and dl R secant square alpha d alpha, then automatically the limits of integration also changes. By these changes we have b value as b equal to mu naught I by 4 pi integral. So the limits of integration changes as minus infinity as minus pi by 2 and plus infinity as plus pi by 2. So we have the integration as minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. This r dl value as r secant square alpha d alpha by this ls square value as r square tan square alpha plus r square whole power 3 by 2 whole power 3 by 2. Okay, we substitute the considerations in our equation. So b value then becomes, by simplifying this value I rub the diagram and the data. Therefore the value of b becomes b equal to mu naught I by 4 pi integral minus infinity to infinity, sorry, the limits are changed, minus pi by 2 to pi by 2, I forgot it. So here r into r, it means r square and secant square alpha d alpha. So in the denominator we have r square, then we common it, then we write before this factor, then r square 1 plus tan square alpha, the equation becomes 1 plus tan square alpha of whole 3 by 2. Here is square and 3 by 2, this square factor is cancelling, therefore the equation becomes b equal to mu naught I by 4 pi integral minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 r square secant square alpha d alpha by r cube. Then we have 1 plus tan square alpha. Here is r square in numerator and denominator r cube, then cancelling this r square term, then r is also constant, then we can write before it the integration b equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r integral minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 secant square alpha d alpha by 1 plus tan square alpha. Here 1 plus tan square alpha, we know the trigonometry ratios and trigonometry values, so we can write down that value 1 plus tan square alpha, which is equivalent to secant square alpha. So by these changes the b value becomes b equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r integral minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2 secant square alpha d alpha by this value as, here this cube is forgetting, so 1 plus tan square alpha as secant cube alpha. So secant square alpha, secant cube alpha, by cancelling the secant square term, then we have b equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r integral minus pi by 2 to plus pi by 2, we have only 1 by secant alpha d alpha. We also know 1 by secant alpha value which is nothing but cos alpha, therefore b equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r integral minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 cos alpha into d alpha. So we know integral cos alpha, which is nothing but sin alpha, then we have this b value as nothing but b equivalent to mu naught I by 4 pi r, here integrate it, then it becomes cos alpha as sin alpha, and also the limits as minus pi by 2 to pi by 2. We always substitute the upper limit, later the lower limit. Then we have b equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r, upper limit as sin pi by 2 and lower limit minus of minus, then it becomes plus sin pi by 2. Then we have B equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r. Here this sin pi by 2 means sin 90 plus sin 90. We know sin 90 value as 1 and also 1. So 1 plus 1, then it becomes 2. Therefore, B equal to mu naught I by 4 pi r into 2. By cancelling this 2 in 4 2 times, then we get B value as B equal to mu naught I by 2 pi r. Students, observing these all the terms mu naught I and pi r terms, we sometimes forgetting any terms in this, then throughout the mathematical calculation we lose marks any cancelling any term. So B value as mu naught I by 2 pi r. This is the expression for magnetic field induction due to a long straight current carrying conductor, which is very important to our examination point. Okay, I hope you are following, which is Biot-Savart's law and magnetic field induction due to a long straight current carrying conductor in this session. We go for the next session. Okay, thank you.